back. In this video, I'm going to be going over about some ways how you can get ahead. If you don't want to get ahead, just click out this video. This video is not for you, but if you do want to get ahead and you want to be better than the average person, or even better than you were yesterday, then this video is definitely for you. I know I usually don't start off this video with my headphones on, but there's people in the house, so I want to make sure I keep my voice down to a minimum. But other than that, let's get into it. First, you guys already know the deal. I'm going to try something different. Actually, look at my shot. I don't have my glasses on, by the way, so if I miss, I'm going to blame it on that. Goddamn glasses. Alright, I'll see you guys in there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. I want to scream and shout and do all these things, but I can't because, like I said, there's people in the house, so I need to keep my energy and my volume down to a minimum. I apologize for y'all for doing you guys a disservice. So, as always, you guys, welcome in. I want to start this video by saying this quote by James Allen. He says that most people want to improve their circumstances, but they aren't willing to improve themselves. I'll say that one more time. Most people want to improve their circumstances, but they aren't willing to improve themselves. And so the reason why I bring up that quote is because it's 100% true. If you ask somebody, they're going to want this, that, and the third, but like, how are you improving yourself to get there? And I think that's really big. So going down to the title of this video, what are some ways to get ahead? Two ways off the top of my head. Number one, reading books, and number two, finding mentors. Now, before you exit out of this, am I going to pitch you on my book club? Absolutely. Click the link in the bio. Give me a like, subscribe, give me a comment. Really though, you guys, if you guys can really do that, I would really appreciate it, especially the likes and the comments. I don't know how the algorithm is set up based off YouTube, but I know that, the more engagement that I get with the videos, the more they're going to push it out. So if you guys can help me out by giving me a like and a comment, I would really appreciate that. And also subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. So what I'm going to go over, guys, is two ways. I think it's going to be, I'm going to give you guys a quote. It's going to be in my phone. That's right. So what I'm going to be going over is two ways of how you can get ahead. Number one is finding mentors, and number two is reading books. Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys a quote. Because you're probably like, okay, Jonathan, how is that going to help us get ahead? Listen, this quote that I'm about to read you guys is called it's from The Selfish Gene, the book called The Selfish Gene. So I'm going to start the quote. It says, survival machines. Survival machines are us humans. Survival machines that can simulate the future are one jump ahead of survival machines who can only learn on the basis of overt trial and errors. The trouble with overt trial, it takes time and energy. The trouble with overt error is that it is often fatal. Simulation is both safer and faster. So what does that mean? What does that quote mean? Now, I could sum up that quote in another quote. It's actually a quote by Warren Buffett. It's probably a quote that you have heard. It goes along the lines of, it's very much easier to learn. It says, a wise man can learn from his mistakes, but a wiser man can learn from the mistakes of other men, or women. So that's pretty much what sums up that whole entire quote. If you're able to read a book of something that you want to accomplish, even if it's not something that you want to accomplish, even if it has to do with attitude, consistency, and being persistent and having a great attitude, I think I said attitude, but if it has to do along those intangibles, you'll be able to get something from it no matter what career path you're trying to go on. And I think that's a point that I'm really trying to make when I make at least these types of videos. Is that no matter what type of industry you're in, you'll be able to get value from self-improving. Also, a little side note, sorry, ADHD thing came in. This channel was originally created to document my process of becoming a profitable trader. That's still 100% intact. I'm going to be starting my live account by the end of August. So like by the end of next month. So then I'm going to make another video on that, but if you guys are still watching, I appreciate it. Comment, like, and subscribe. Click the link in the bio to join my book club. And also check out the 67 steps. Highly, highly valuable. You guys need to check out the 67 steps. But yeah, I'm gonna make another video in regards to that. I just kind of wanna throw that in there. Um, but yeah, two ways how you guys can get ahead: find mentors and also read books. The funny thing about is if you ask someone what what I'm sorry, you guys. If you ask someone what they want their life to be like, it'll be pretty simple, just like everyone else. No, have a couple cars, have a roof over your head, have a family, and have a couple kids. And you live happily ever after. And you go to your 9 to 5 job and you work. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but that's someone's end. Like that's. I'm not trying to diminish that end goal. What I'm trying to say is that you should be thinking of more. You should be thinking of more in that you can accomplish that within a couple years. You know what I mean? Like, so you're just gonna go to your job and then come home and then that's it for the rest of your life? Like, what about all the other hours? What about all the other days? You know what I mean? If you ask someone what they want to be in life, they're gonna give you one answer. And I think that we were created in the likeness and image of our God. Depending on whatever religion you are, if you're not a religion, you click out, whatever. But I believe that we are creating in the likeness and in the image of our God. And our God is the creator. Our God is abundant. Our God is not just one thing. So why are we gonna minimize ourselves down to just doing just a couple things when we were made in the likeness and image of our creator who is abundant? I'm not even gonna get into that. I I hope you guys can resonate with that, and I hope you guys just that little portion can kind of push you guys to think a little bit bigger of what you're doing right now. Um, I wanna I want you guys to think in the mindset of more. What else can I do? Not what just can I do. Because if you're gonna be thinking in the terms of what more can I do, you're gonna have more of an abundant mindset. There's not gonna be scarcity of anything. Now if you're just focused on just one thing, now everything in your life that you're gonna be thinking of is gonna be scarce. When you guys click on these videos, if you're still watching again, I appreciate it. My goal is to kind of plant seeds in your guys' head. Is to kind of help you guys rewire your brain. I wanna provide you guys value. If I come across like I'm shitting on you guys, or I come off better, that's absolutely not the case, and that's that's the furthest of what I want to do, which is why I try and come off as polite as possible. But I also want to get my point across. So again, you guys, if you guys want to get ahead, read books and find mentors. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over this quote one more time, and I want you guys to write it down. Survival machines that can simulate the future are one jump ahead of survival machines who can only learn on the basis of overt trial and error. The trouble with overt trial, it takes time and energy. So if you're trying to accomplish something, you're going to put all this time and energy into something when you could have found a mentor that's 20 years ahead of you or read a book. And instead of it taking 10 years, now it took you 5 years. The trouble with overt trial and error takes time and energy, like I said, instead of 10 years, now 5 years. The trouble with overt error is that it is often fatal. Simulation is both safer and faster. So now, what if you go through those 10 years and you fail? Now you're going to be down in the dumps because now you're going to think of it like, man, I just wasted 10 years of my life. And then you're going to stop going after what you go after. They say that the average person only goes after something for 3 times until they finally quit. And then they start settling, and then they start giving themselves excuses as to why what they were going after originally wasn't as important. And I don't want that to happen to you guys. And I don't want that to happen to me either. So one more time, survival machines that can simulate the future are one jump ahead of survival machines who can only learn on the basis of overt trial and errors. The trouble with overt trial, it takes time and energy. The trouble with overt error is that it is often fatal. Simulation is both safer and faster. Just telling me, Jonathan, I don't like to read. Jonathan, I'm busy with school and family and work, and I'm busy with all this stuff. Okay, go watch my video on how to read a book every 2 weeks. After watching that video, if you still tell yourself that you don't have time, you don't deserve to be better. There's this quote. It says, the world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. I like that one. So it means that in order to get what you want, you need to deserve what you want. If you don't have what you want right now, it's because you just simply don't deserve it. Maybe you're not humble enough to sit down for 10 to 15 minutes to read something to improve yourself. Going back to one of my last videos, talking about how Sam Walton, he was already successful, he was already a billionaire at this point, and he went to Brazil and he got arrested because he was on the floor, and the authorities arrested him. And when they arrested him, his family came and they asked the authorities, they're like, "Why did you arrest him? Do you know who he is? Like, he's a billionaire in the United States. Why did you arrest him?" They're like, "Well, he was on the floor. This dude's on the floor. He seems crazy. We want to make sure he's safe and our citizens are safe." So once they figured everything out, they released Sam Walton. They released him, and his family asked him, "Sam, why were you on the floor? Like, what was going on?" He said that, "I was on the floor measuring the distance of the aisles to see if they knew anything that I didn't." The amount of humility that this guy had to go into his competitor's store to see if they knew something that he didn't, to improve his business. He's already a billionaire at this point. He's already successful. But you want to be in a better position than where you are now, but you're not willing to spend 10 or 15 minutes to read a book. Or you're not willing to spend 10 or 15 minutes to read an audiobook. People that say, "Jonathan, I don't like to read." So you're telling me that you're so out of touch of reality in the 21st century that you don't know that there's audiobooks? Are you telling me that you're willing to complain about your situation and how you want this and how you want that and how you want to be more happy and and how you want to have better friendships, but you're so out of touch to reality that you're not willing to set aside 30 minutes every day while you're working out or while you're driving to work to listen 30 minutes of a self-help audiobook? I don't know. That's why I said in the beginning, if you're not the type of person who wants to get better and you're fine with being average, good for you. That's not for me, but click out this video. That's pretty much it, you guys. Click the link in my bio for my book club, you guys. Even if you're not an active reader, or if you want to be average but you still want to check out what the book club has to offer, I really do 100% believe that even if you're just in the group chat, you'll be able to receive value out of what others are reading, because they'll be putting in the group chat of certain quotes from the book and what they got from it. So if you're waiting in line, you're at work, go scrolling through social media, you could check up in the group chat, and then you could read what they said, and maybe that'll be able to help you in your day-to-day life. So that's why I'm not really pressuring everybody, like, you need to read books. That's why my goal is to bring value to you guys as conveniently as possible. Because I know a lot of people don't like to read. I know a lot of people just want to be average, and that's fine, but I even want to help those average people. But also, again, you guys, you could only help the people who want to be helped, just like reading these self-help books or books on health, wealth, love, and happiness. It's only going to work if you buy into it. If you don't buy into it, then you're buying into other things which probably aren't helping you, which is a totally different conversation. I don't even want to get into that. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys wanna hear more about what I had to say about certain subjects, go ahead and type down in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe, comment down below, share this video if you guys can. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a good one.